Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and tonight's video is going to be not so much about Corel as far as it is setting this hammer up in your laser, because it doesn't have, it's not a plaque, it doesn't have square corners. So I created a hairline around my hammer handle, and I'm not going to go into depth on how I did that because I've got two videos on now how to do that. But then I put a cut line around. And what's so cool about this, then I just took the picture away and I set I took a scrap piece of MDF. And for those of you that have watched enough of my videos, I do this a lot. I have a piece of MDF laying right here that's cut by the laser exactly 12 inches. So I was able to take my object, I ungrouped it, take my object and grab that node right there and snap to that corner. Now I'm not exactly, so I go -12 and it put everything -12. So I don't need any of that. All I need is this line right here. So I focused on the MDF, I selected that, and when I went to print, I just hit selected. I don't have a laser hooked up to this. And then I ran it on a vector at 100 speed at 100 power, and it just lightly etched the surface of the MDF just enough to lay the hammer down right on top of it. And then what I did, just to make double sure everything was kosher, I made a text box around my text, the size of my text. I just took a rectangle tool and I just made a text box. If you start right there in that corner, it's not even too much work. And then I focused on my hammer. I jogged around and focused on my hammer. And then I ran this hairline just to see what it looked like on the hammer. And here's a picture of that, of what it looked like engraved. And it put it, and that's not laying on top of there, that's actually engraved. So that's what it looked like. And it did it perfectly. And you can see that I use this MDF quite a bit. And then here's what it looks like before it started engraving. And I ran my text box around it. Knew I was, pretty much where I wanted to be in the center of the hammer here. And then ran the job. It makes life a lot easier than trying to do center, because there's no way to lay this hammer in the laser. And a couple of reasons, I sent this picture to the customer, this exact picture. The hammer doesn't really have any square ends, and whether it's level, so she okayed it. And it's a little bit thicker here, but the hammer's a little bit thicker there, and here it's pretty much even. So I was able to send her a picture of that, showing her what it looked like just with the font on top of it, and then just place it in that corner. But I never had used this before, where I made a rectangle around there to set it up in there. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit, and thank you for watching.